John Hope Franklin's vision of tolerance, understanding, and encouragement for people of all races and religions moved one step closer to fruition today.
Today is the city of Tulsa honoring my dad. It's very important for his work for the nation to be acknowledged. But I think it's also important that in this center and park for reconciliation, that Tulsa acknowledges its own history. Our history is checkered in the sense that we have high notes and low notes. And American history often just tries to talk about our triumphs, our successes, our victories. It's very hard for us to admit the difficult parts of our history. Slavery, riots, oppression of various kinds. But we have to know it all.
But for many years, the events of the 1921 race riot were not talked about. Survivors of the riot, Julia Scott and Hazel Smith Jones, only knew what they were told from their family members.
It was here so much, and then nobody never spoke of it. Nobody. Only thing I do remember is what my mother told me, and that was it.
Those who lived through the tragic events say we're moving in the right direction, but we're still not where we should be.
We're not there yet. But I hope by the time my kids get grown and older, they will have something to talk about and see how we came back.
The focus of the John Hope Franklin Reconciliation Park is to acknowledge that terrible acts did take place, but to also move forward. Julius Pegues is the chairman of the John Hope Franklin Center for Reconciliation Board.
By seeing this memorial, they can acknowledge that the events did take place, and they were covered up for 70 years or so, okay? And now people realize that it actually happened. And in recognizing that, we should be able to build on that and reconcile our differences and make this a better city for everyone involved.
Visitors filled the park on this dedication day. Many took pictures and studied the works of art now on display. Bronze sculptures represent actual pictures from the race riot. Humiliation is shown with a black man in his hands raised in surrender. And hope represents the white director of the Red Cross holding a black baby. The Tower of Reconciliation depicts the history of African American struggles in our country. The park was not built overnight. In fact, it was a project that spanned 4 Tulsa mayors. All were in attendance: Bill of Fortune, Kathy Taylor, Susan Savage, and current Mayor Dewey Bartlett.
As we honor the victims from the events of June 1st, 1921, and the memory of Dr. Franklin, let us do so with a commitment that we are building the bridge of reconciliation. Because after all, we are one Tulsa.
Of course, the park's namesake was not here today. Dr. Franklin passed away last year, but his son says it's still a day for joy and celebration.
He was here for the groundbreaking. I think he probably knew more than we did that he probably wouldn't be here for its opening. But he was someone that was so honored during his lifetime that he was well feted, he was well acknowledged, and it's not really bittersweet. It's a joy for us, it's a joy for the family, and it's clearly a joy for the community.